Well, hey there, this is Jerry, and I was getting started on another episode of What's Broke today. And today we're on part two of the 95 Mustang, fixing the intake gasket and getting it up and running. And I'll say a lot of what's wrong with the car is it don't get driven, it sits. So we're getting all those things kind of squared away so we can go drive. So stay tuned and you can see what all I've got done. Thanks. All right, getting back going on the Mustang. And I guess first thing we're gonna do is my zip ties. I have a couple of these, and because I took my bracket for my multi-purpose relay that does, I don't know, fuel pump and electric fan and everything, and shortened the bracket to get it a little farther away from the engine. Go ahead and re-zip tie the hose for my coolant overflow bottle to the radiator. That slid up on there, and that started because my fuel pump is bad, so I do have a new fuel pump, and I thought, well, let's go ahead and get this done while I was here. But I'm gonna finish up under the hood before cause I have to get it, move the car, and probably take it outside because I don't want to pull the fuel tank with it here in the garage. Another thing I don't know is how much fuel is in it. I just know that the two good things that'll happen is going to get the um, new fuel pump, and I'll be able to put all new fuel in the car because off the top of my head, I don't know how old the fuel that's in the car is. And all right, let's see if I did a good job of figuring this up to get this remounted. Oh yeah, because the reason I hadn't done this before is, if I remember correctly, the original overflow bottle for the radiator was attached here, but the intercooler is in the way for the bottom of the original tank. That's why I've got the rigged up bottle where it is. Let's take this, and it goes like that. I gotta get all the wires in there, then rotate that around. Then I could take this and start pushing it down over that. Okay. Rotate that and pull. That out of the way. All right, I'll get my cutters and cut that off. Okay. cut a little bit of that off. That in there. I'll probably still do some more, but I think this is all I'm going to put loom on for now, because would still like to hide the rest of those wires. But that tape around the end, like so. Okay. That. In. And this check valve that I had here didn't work very good, so I'll take it off, and we'll I got a different one to put on there. So that's like that for now. Get this out of the way. Now the next thing I got to do is we got to set our upper plenum on. So I got my gaskets. The used gasket, I sprayed both sides of it with that copper gasket stuff. This is a brand new gasket. So I think, let's see, because I got one, two, got to hook those on. All right, upper plenum, and I get it over here, and the hose is plugged on. I'm gonna grab my zip ties just for the heck of it, and even though it didn't blow them off before. I also don't remember how many pounds of boost it was producing. So, and when I was talking about redoing the PCV valve, I added a piece of hose here on the bottom. Oh, I'm gonna flip this over, and that dropped down there. Actually, let's pull that up and get my spark plug wires pulled around. This needs to go up under there, away from the exhaust. Okay. Get that started. Okay. I'm going to grab an extension out of here. I'm just going to torque these down a little at a time. Get a shorter extension for that. Okay, let's try this again. My shorter extension, because the angle getting down in there. All right. Now, we gotta get our throttle cable put back on. Move my harness because it's up into the throttle body. Me zip tying it where I thought was a good spot was not a good spot. Now I can get my pipe back on the throttle body. Oh, put that over there before I send it flying. Okay. Get up there. Okay. I'm gonna get a 10 millimeter. Okay. I got my 10. That's all lined up. And then hose. Now I'll get my PCV valve and cut the excess off of this. Yeah. In there and hope the boost doesn't blow it off there. Okay. Got that where it needs to go. Now, where did I leave my check valve? I'll see, that will go on there. Curve around and go to that. Actually, I need a piece of little longer hose here. Make sure you get the valve the right way so that it flows toward the intake. And I'll probably have to add clamps to these, but this will do for now. Okay. Now I get my distributor. Remember, when I took it apart, I had the rotor was facing back toward the intake. So I'll put it back in the same place. And then try let's turn that. I gotta go back and look at my video because I think that mark there had something to do with my distributor, and it's, I don't know, it's been a few weeks since I started and took this apart. I got started and forgot to, thought I hit the button, but I didn't. But there had the yellow mark inside the black part of the cap, lined it back up close to where it was with the intake bolt. Rotor was in the right spot. One thing I'm dealing with here right now is I didn't remember number 6 there coming up and laying on the exhaust like it does. Wondering if originally I had it pulled in a different spot. Well, you don't really have, I think I'll put that one on first. So let's take off all of these others so I can run this one underneath everything so it don't have quite as much pull on it. 5. 4. 3. And there's 2. Okay. That looks a little better, even though that's still awfully close to the exhaust. Now the next thing I got to get bolted up here is get the coil right here. I got to plug it in, kind of like so. Take the ground pigtail and plug it in. Okay. Pull that up around like that. Down on the stud on the intake. And come over here. Let's see if I can get down there and get that on there and get it started. Okay, that started. I'm going to take my fuel pressure regulator and I apply pressure. I have to monitor this. Well, I put a different gasket on it than was originally on it. And just want to make sure that it seals and don't leak. But come up here and that on there. Let's bring this up around. Of course, the black is usually ground. Okay. All right, that looks good. I'm going to take my engine coolant temperature sensor with an adapter that I bought and get it started. Am filling this with coolant. That way I can kind of bleed air out there. There's that. Is that a 7? Nope. Or 7/30 seconds, I think, or 9/30 seconds. Oh, it's a quarter. So, pull the 10 off. Okay. Take that up there and I'll zip tie it to the power steering because that goes to a catch can down in the I put down here in the fender. And this just bolts up, but That ring that it bolts to does give us a little bit of adjustability if we need it. It's good. Well, I think for now, we need coolant in it. I need a fuel pump and fresh fuel. So probably won't do nothing else till I roll this outside and get to changing the fuel pump. So I don't know how many more days it'll be before I get to that, but I'll definitely start recording when I do. All right, underneath the 95 Mustang, turn my light on because things I gotta do is I got to take out the gas tank straps. You can see this one, is, I don't know, it's like, you don't take a bolt out here. We've got a bolt come up here. We've got one straight up there at the strap, one there at the strap, and I'm going to take this strap completely out. And of course, our fuel lines come around and go up on top up here. So I'll be able to unhook all of that as I drop the tank down. The other thing I've got to pull out is this 5mm or 8mm headed bolt that's right here. I'm going to start with that because that helps keep our fill tube in. And that's probably the hardest thing we have to deal with is a fill tube. But I'm hoping as I drop the tank down on this end, I'll be able to pull that back and out. Of course, I gotta check this exhaust is a little too close. You can see where it kind of melted the shield there. So I have to move it out a little. But yeah, let me get the camera set up and we'll start taking stuff apart. Okay, so to begin with, I'm gonna push the exhaust out and then just loosen that up a little and then pull it out with my fingers. I'll head over by the jack stand. And then I'm going to come up here and loosen this front. And this is a 13mm headed bolt. Oh, it looks like I put that in with an impact. But I don't remember how long ago this fuel pump was put in. But it's been over 10 years ago. And then this is our wiring for our fuel pump. I'm going to go ahead and unplug it. And see, this strap is attached to the tank by that little burr clip. And there's a burr clip up there. Sometimes called a Christmas tree clip. And I just get that out of the way. And then, but before I take that one too far out, we need a floor jack underneath this. And I'm going to kind of put it more toward, because the tank is narrow, shallow on where it goes under the spare tire well. It's deep on this end. So I'm just going to put that up there and pick it up. I'm going to let this down just a little. Okay. That's what I was worried about with the exhaust. It's kind of in the way. But up here, the spiller neck just slides out. a matter of getting the tank dropped down far enough for it to slide out. That down just a little more. If I try and do is drop it down and shift the tank to the driver's side as I work this filler neck out of the tank. And this exhaust where it's at doesn't help me at all. I wonder, I bet I can loosen that clamp up there on the hanger, maybe, and push this out a little. Reach up there with my ratchet. Push that out. Yeah, there we go. I also always like balancing the tank on a floor jack. Well, I don't know how much fuel's in it. Okay. There's our other bolt out. Okay, let's come down just a little more. Yeah, let me see if I put that thing hooked on the inside of the trunk. Somebody must have cut themselves. There's a Band-Aid on top of the gas tank. There. I think I'm going to move this floor jack back a little. So, I'm going to get my knee up under this. Pick this up. Because based on the weight, I'll say there's a lot more fuel in this than I thought there was. So I got to go down quite a bit for it to move and go to the left. Okay. If I take it loose inside the the gas door, it'll drop down a little. Okay, I got that pulled down so it's not sticking up in where the filler neck is. And then there we go. Drop that down just a little more. I'm just worried that I'm going to get this down to a certain point, pull this out, and gas is just going to go everywhere. Even though I think if it was that full, it'd be leaking already. Okay. Because I got to get that out of there and get her dropped down a little more so I can unhook the fuel lines. Okay. Okay. All right. Got that out of there. Oh, okay. So I need the quick disconnects for both of those. Because I really wanted to change this fuel pump outside. But the other work I was going to do today was outside, and it's raining. So that's why we're in here doing this. Luckily, I don't have anything on in the garage that's flammable. Okay, got those clips off. Let's see. I don't know what size I need, so starting that one is too big. Uh-oh. Sounded like a limb fell out of the tree and landed on my truck sitting outside. What I'm doing I hope he's up here is I gotta get these quick disconnects undone. So I've got this tool, which that still may be too big for that one. Let's put it over here. Yeah, that will probably do this one. And then just slide that up. I need to get a pair of pliers so I can rotate that a little because I like that O-ring seal holding it is holding it really well. So, let's try that one. So there's that one. Okay, there's that one. Whew. Okay, so the last thing to do is just look and make sure you don't see nothing else attached. Oh, yeah. And we'll need to hunt down a grommet or our vent on top of the tank that goes to the charcoal canister. Look at the rubber grommet for it. It is wasted. It's another one of those things. It's all melted from the fuel. So, but other than that, I don't think anything else is attached. So let me have my stuff back. Get my body out of the way. Put that up there. Move our tank back just a little and get it off the exhaust. And we can drop everything down. And there is quite a bit of fuel in it, so it is just a little bit heavy. But I already got a new one of these pieces that goes in where the fuel pump goes in. But you know what? Look inside this tank. I might actually see about hunting down a new tank. Because the inside of this Has got all kinds of rust in it. Whew. So that isn't a good thing, but that is what it is. And just deal with this one. But if you can see down in there, see all that rust and crud. And probably costs as much to get that cleaned out as it will to replace it. So, well, that's going to end part 2 of the 95 Mustang. That, of course, you saw I got the gas tank out. It is super nasty inside. Some of that you see is rust. Some of it is actually just old fuel, because you think liquid gas, but as it evaporates, the solids and the gas stay behind, and this is not a perfectly sealed system, so we get evaporation, condensation, and of course some more evaporation, and then we get into science on this. As gas evaporates, it actually causes cooling, and as we do that cooling, when it's hot and humid, that's where we get our condensation inside the tank. That's why you probably have heard that it's always best to keep your tank full. Well, something that don't get driven much, a full tank of gas is so much better than a half tank of gas, because I'm going to guess that this was a little under half full, by the time I actually drained the fuel out of it. So it had a lot of room in there for condensation to gather. But regardless, I got to get a fuel tank ordered. The fuel pumps here. I'm going to get a fuel level sending unit. Some new rubber things that I need, like the tank vent. I need a new rubber grommet for that. I already got the new rubber grommet where the fuel filler neck goes into the side of the tank. Let's see, the fuel pump did not come with any kind of sealing O-ring or that metal lock clip, but I believe no matter where I order a tank from, it's going to come with those. Usually the fuel level sending unit comes with one of those lock rings on the washer, so I'll have what I need when it gets here. So, but I do appreciate you watching. Appreciate all those thumbs up for the likes. Thank you for all those comments. And I do appreciate all my subscribers who keep watching that never thought it'd get to this point, but I'm sure I'm glad it has. And I hope we keep growing. And anybody else that's watching out there that's not a subscriber, just better join on in, because I'll tell you what else you'll see on What's Broke Today. Thank you.